Foundations in the holy hills of Zion. He loved the gate of Zion more than the dwelling place of Jacob. Glorious things spoken of thee, O city of Jah, Selah. I will now make mention and the rave of Babylon to them that know I. Behold, Philistine, Tyre, with Ethiopia, this man was born there. And as Zion it shall be said, this and that man was born in her. Cause the eyes of the eye shall establish himself, with the now count and write upon his people, that this and that man was born there. Or even the singers and the players of instruments shall be there. Or just springs of in thee, O thou most high. Jah, Rastafari, live it and reign it in the heart of everyone.
Greetings and love. Please allow me to introduce MC Rocky Allen Bailey. Rocky, I've been a big fan of you since I was young, and I've had the great honor and pleasure of touring with you. I just want to say thank you very much for joining me today.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me, and I'm so happy that I'm here with you, and you're a wise gentleman, I would put it. And you do a lot of things for the music and the people in your community and around and about. I traveling from one point to the next point, go take artists here to Africa, or go here to Jamaica and all these things. So you're doing a lot of good things, and I respect your work and respect your profile every time.
Give thanks, Rocky.
You're welcome.
This brings us to our first question. Rocky, when and where were you born?
I was born in Kingston, Jamaica, at the hospital, Kingston Hospital, they call it Lion Hill, where the people have babies across from the general hospital across the street at a place named Lion Hill. I don't remember the number of the address right now. But my parents were living in Kingston at the time when I born.
And what is your earliest memory?
My earliest memory, I can remember something that I'll always going to remember it, is 1951. There was a storm. I was just 10 years of age. And there was a storm in Jamaica. And it really ripped the place apart. I can always remember that. I remember that I grew up in Trenchtown. Bob Marley was living at 5th Street at the time. I live at 3rd Street. So it was close by, just two streets over where Bob them was living. And they started to make music, rehearse, and to get together a lot of time. And it was really interesting to see things like that growing up, happening. I used to go to a school named Father Crushley School, and it was right in town, in Trenchtown, downtown there. They have a theater named the Ambassador Theater.
Can I ask what your favorite subject in school was?
My favorite subject in school was several things I was looking at the time. At the time, I rather say, I want to get involved in this music business. I was thinking that all the time, and I tell my parents then. And then my brother Ras Michael, he formed a band in the 60s. He formed a band in 1964. And he called it Ras Michael and the Sons of Negus. And that was really getting me more into the music and to, pay attention. But before my brother formed that band, I went to a school named Alpha Boys School at 26 South Camp Road in Jamaica. And that school was a special school because when I come to the realization from that time until this time, all the great musicians from Jamaica, they grew up in that school. You can name it. Tommy McCook, Alan Alfonso, all these people, The only person I don't remember go to that school is Bob. Bob go to different school. But a lot of artists, the Scatterlight, all the members of the Scatterlight, they go to that school, Alpha Boy School, 26 South Cramp Road in Jamaica, Kingston. So,
What was your first job?
well, I take a course of seamstress. I was a custom tailor when I graduated to be a tailor in 1956. October 1st, 1956, I get my diploma from that school because I was finished with school on that date. I can remember it was a Monday too. October 1st, 1956 was a Monday. And my teacher, him say, Alan, I have a job for you. You're leaving school on Monday, you graduate and you have to leave school Monday. I have a job for you. I say, oh yes? Him say, yes. His name was Mr. Brown, Vincent Brown, I believe is his name. I said, what's the job? Him say, there's a merchant tailor. And I asked him if he need somebody. He have people already. And it say yes. So him send me down there to that gentleman and I worked with him for like 4 years. Sewing clothes, making pants, suit, this, that. And then I start my own in 1962. I just say, you know, make I just have my own establishment.
What was your best job?
My best job was to really do the sewing because I didn't want to be a seamstress, a tailor from a long time. So when I get the opportunity to be a tailor, I was proud of myself and proud of my family and things because they was happy to know that I became the tailor and began sew our own clothes and, you know, I mean, all my family and for friends. Yeah, I make a lot of money. The most money I ever work in my whole life is from sewing clothes, from doing tailoring. But I involved in the music because it's the music send me to tailoring. And when I say the music send me to tailoring, they send me to the music department and I was interested in music and then something bad happened. Somebody start a fight and things. So I said, I don't want to be around things like that. So I tell my instructor, and then, you see, I grew up with Roman Catholic people, you know. Because Alpha Boys School is a Roman Catholic school, Catholic have charge of it, and they teach you everything they wanted to teach you. So it's you supposed to pay attention to what they teach you, and a lot of people graduate from that school. They have the boys department and the girls department. And a lot of good people come out of Alpha. So.
Do you have any children?
Yes, I have 9 kids. I have 4 boys and 5 girls. And I have right now, this present moment, right now, 2021, I have 13 grandkids. And I still have 2 kids that don't have no kids yet. And I'm already blessed with 13 grandkids. I love my family.
Do you have any siblings?
I have 4 brothers and 2 sisters right now. 5 brothers for us together right now. I have my brother Ras Michael. I have my brother that found me, Fanso. Errol is in New York. Tony is still in Jamaica. And then I have my sister Mabel in Jamaica. I have a next sister that passed away, Sheila. And then I have my sister in Canada. Her name is Belinda. So I still have family here, there, and a lot of places. But like 4 siblings of us right now is in America. And, you know, we still check back for Jamaica and things. And you go down there, I ask you to contact my families, and you did do that. So,
Growing up, who was your best friend?
growing up as a best friend, my best friend was my mom. Yeah, my mom was my best friend. And the reason for that, she teach me a lot of things that we're living by today. We're living by all those things today. Both me and my brothers and my sisters, we live about, remember the things that our parents taught us. And we just follow the guideline. But my mom was my best friend because if we go to school and something happen, or we go somewhere and something happen, we come home, we tell it to our mom. You know, and then we can tell it to other friends and other family member. But my mom was my best friend.
I want to say glory be unto the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Wise God of creation. As he is in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, his world without end. Hail to the Lord anointed, great David, greater son. Hail him this time appointed, his reign on earth is now. He comes to break down oppression and to set the captive free. He comes to stamp away transgression and to rule equality. Equality and justice come for all who know that the wicked kingdom must fall. So let your hands and heart be pure and clean to rally around your red, gold, and green. Reggae and the river, showtime! Are you ready? From the motherland, South Africa, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage, the great Mr. Lucky Dube!
Was there someone you really looked up to when you were a teenager?
Yeah, I looked up to my older brother than my grandfather. His name is Daddy Mac. I looked up to him because he's a wise man and he taught me a lot of things. And we're living by it today. Even historical things about the United States. He told me about those things I can remember in the 70s. Like the middle of 70s, he started to tell me history about America because he traveled the world. He's an artist, he painted mural and all these things back home. So I looked up to him. He's one of our teacher. Him always, my grandfather always boasts that him and the Queen have the same birthday. May 25th or 24th, something like that. So we always listen to him and we always watch the kind of work that he do, how we go about doing it, etc., etc. Because people from all over the world come and visit him and buy a lot of a painting from him. So I was like, who are these people? People from France, people from Canada, people all over. You see, I remember a man from Nigeria once came by and buy some painting from him. Or, you know, that I believe my grandfather knew these people from a longer time before I even grew up to be a teenager. So,
Who did you grow up with in Trenchtown, and in which part?
and I tell you, we would live in 3rd Street. And Bob, them live at 4th Street. And then 5th Street. Yeah, 5th Street, they live at 5th Street with Marty Moore Planner. He's one of the teachers who teach Bob and a lot of artists to be the musician that they be, to be the person who they be, to be involved in the music. So he passed away, may he rest in peace. He was sick and thing and passed away. But there was a group of people, young people like myself at the time, and we were just trying to keep a steady focus by, move in the right direction, do positive things. But the person who really get me involved in the music in the 70s is my brother Ras Michael. I'm saying I'm going from a farmer band. I'm serious, I'm saying I'm from Naya Bingi band. So I say, okay. So what part of instrument I can play? I say, you can play Congo drums. He was the one who teach me to do that.
What was it like growing up in Kingston, Jamaica?
It was rough, because remember several nights we never have nothing to eat. And our parents are satisfied with what we have. Maybe we turn some cornmeal, maybe, boil some dumpling. You have nothing to eat it with. You have just satisfy. You may have some coconut oil or some butter, and you're satisfied with that. In the morning, get up, you can go and pick some soursop leaf or some susumba leaf or some orange leaf or some ginger and make tea. There's nothing more, nothing to chew on like a crackers or a piece of bread or nothing. You have to just satisfy, sorry. You have to just satisfy with that and go to your bed or go to school or go plan your day. You plan your day, you have to, sometimes, a lot of people, we grow up rough, nothing to eat, 2-3 days. I remember those days, Jeff. So a lot of people don't realize what some people have to go through to really even survive. Because I can tell you something. I can remember I can remember 1976, 77, 78. I remember one day, one weekend, it was a Friday, and I was so hungry. Lived by myself, same way, and I was so hungry. My body became weak. And there's nothing I could do. I wouldn't want no hands out from nobody, and I didn't want to tell my family about it. But I hear a voice. And when I heard that voice, I said, who could that be? And it's like a spirit speaking to me. I swear to God, like a spirit speaking to me. And I am so hungry, never eat for like 2 days. And my stomach was growling. And I reached for my Bible. Because what the Spirit tell me to do, I reached for my Bible. And I opened it. I don't remember exactly what I read, Maybe Psalms 27. I don't exactly sure. And I drink some water, and I go lay down back. It was like around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And then a friend that work at a factory, they call DNG, they make beer and stuff. He leave work and him come straight to my gate and him say, him knock and say, Brother Bailey, are you there? I say, yes. And him come in and him say, what happened? He say, why things rough and thing. And him say, no man, see some money here, go do some shopping. And I remember, I never forgot that day, or that week, that whole week. So it was rough growing up in Jamaica. It's not even said Trenchtown alone. A lot of suffering people was in Trenchtown. But generally in Jamaica, a lot of poor people, just like Africa, a lot of poor people is there. And they go to bed without eating. They wake up in the morning, they have no tea to drink or nothing, and all these things. So it was rough, it was rough. It just put me in a situation right now to talk about it, you know. Remember all those days, you look back and remember all those days. But right now, you know, it's memory always going to live on. Memory going to live on. And I'm glad you brought up that. So.
Okay, this is a special holiday weekend, and a brethren that's taught me many things about emceeing. He's an original elder, and this always a celebration of his earth strong. I'd like to introduce to you one of the champion MCs from right here from Jamaica and right here from California. I'd like everyone to give a nice big Earth Day strong to Rocky Bailey. Rocky Bailey, come now, Earth Bailey. This man's Earth Day, right? So give him some mad love. Everybody, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Thank you, Rasta CV. Thank you so much. How are you guys doing? Thank you for coming out. And give thanks and praise each and every time for the music. And don't forget to give thanks and praise for life, because life is for living. Let us say, hail to the Lord anointed, and hail him this time appointed. His reign on earth is now. He comes to break down oppression and to set the captive free. He comes to stamp away transgression and to rule equality. Equality and justice come for all of us. All who know that the wicked kingdom must fall. So ladies and gentlemen, let your hands and heart be pure and clean to rally around your red, gold, and green. Woodland, California, it's showtime. Are you ready? Introducing to you from Jamaica, a legend of reggae music, a pioneer of reggae music, an ambassador of reggae music. Ladies and gentlemen, with the Fire Squad band, please put your hands together and reckon say the man called Mr. Anthony B.
When was your first visit to California?
My first visit to California was March 29th, was on a Wednesday. I fly in from Baltimore to Los Angeles, and from Los Angeles my flight came to San Francisco.
And what about Santa Cruz?
I came to Santa Cruz like 3 or 4 days later, around the same period of time that we're into right now, because we're still in the month of April right now. And March was the 29th of March when I just came here to San Francisco that Wednesday night. So I came to Santa Cruz like 3 days later, because the gentleman who I stay with, his name is Ashia, they call him Reverend. He's living up in Sacramento for many years now. He's the one who invited me to Santa Cruz. So I came to Santa Cruz like, 3 or 5 days later after I come to California. I came to Santa Cruz. And I love it. Santa Cruz is so cool until now. I love it, and then I say, oh, might be I find a wife here. And him say, hey, I invite you to a nice lady. So I say, okay. So he invite me to this lady named Elizabeth. And we became friends. Then I leave and go back to Baltimore, do 2 more gigs over there, and then leave and go visit in Jamaica. And then she came down there, and we hang out together at my house. And finally, we got married. And she came back up. And then I came back up after her. So, 1980.
Can you revisit the time that Bob Marley played the Santa Cruz Civic Auditorium, and what impact did it have on Santa Cruz at the time?
Well, that's a good question you're asking me. I wasn't at the show, to be honest, but we keep contact with each other because Bob played Madison Square Garden in New York, and we was there. My brother was there to Ross Michael, and the following day we hung out with Bob and things, and him say I'm gonna tour California. He was telling Ross Michael, say I'm gonna tour California, and I'm going to play in Santa Cruz too, and blah 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 blah. And so I said, okay, cool, but we have gigs to do. We couldn't leave and come over here at the time. But I get information from the band. Come and ask him, how was the show? He say, oh, Rocky, it was off the hook. I said, what happened? He said, so much people, thousands of people, Rocky, you couldn't believe your eyes if you was here. I said, what's going on? He said, the first thing, when we see the amount of people who are outside and the show was sold out, it was, it bring a devastating spirit it bring to him. Him say, man, oh man, I say, this is going to be a riot, what can be happening? And Bob must hear about it, because my friend told me that work with Bob. I don't call his name now. He told me about the whole situation, and him say, well, Bob hear about it, and Bob say, okay, where's the manager for the place? And somebody say, one of the guards say, I will get him, and we'll get him. And Bob said to the manager, if you can open all the windows and all the exits, the music can go outside freely, because thousands of people outside want to get in and can't get in, so just make the music go free. And that's what I hear took place. I wasn't there physically, I wasn't there, but what I heard took place, and I said, this was amazing. I see it, so it was all good.
How did you become an MC, and what was the first concert you MC'd?
Oh, I became an MC through my brother Ross Michael, and a gentleman named Tommy Cowan, he's an MC. He invited me to go to MC school in Jamaica. And he said, I have money for a pay going to MC school. Why you don't teach me? And he did teach me. He's a good man, Tom Cowan. He teach me how to do MC rock. My first show is what a club named Epiphany Club in New Kingston, Jamaica. So it was Ross Michael and the Sons of Negus playing. And my brother said, okay, you want to be an MC? Go introduce the band. How would you go about introducing the band? So I said, no, I didn't plan for this. Leave me alone. I said, no, go introduce the band. So I was feeling so scared. I get from around my drum, because I was sitting around my drum, my congas drum, because I'm a part of the band. So what I'm going to do is so I have to get up and really go. So I just say, you know what, I didn't plan this, because I see how I can handle it. I get up and I take the mic and say, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming out. Much love. And tonight, we're going to showcase Ross Michael and the Sons of Negus, and I being the specialist. We're going to showcase that show tonight. But let us remind ourselves how good and pleasant it is to be together in unity and in love. Because we are one people, one world, one unity, one destiny, one God for us all. So please welcome on stage Ross Michael and the Sons of Negus. So that was my first show at that club, the Epiphany Club in New Kingston, Jamaica.
You've been given the nickname Memory Box. Can you explain that?
Oh, the reason is my brother Ross Michael. My name is not Rocky, my name is Alan. And my last name is Bailey. But Ross Michael come to Santa Cruz here and make people start to call me Rocky. Because after I came over, I brought the band over. They set up around 6 gigs and brought the band over. They played the Civic Auditorium, play at different places, straight up north, San Francisco, this, that, Ukiah, 1980. We play all those places. So it's him start to call me, because when we look up it, I like this movie, Alan Rocky Lane, There's a cowboy in Alan Rocky Lane. So through my name is Alan, my brother Ras Michael started to call me Rocky Lane. Yeah. Rocky Lane. And then when I come up here now, he started to call me Rocky and drop off the lane. Yeah. He gave me that name, Rocky. Yeah. So everybody started to call me Rocky, and I was like, wait a minute. Rocky's not my name. And somebody said to me, make it be your stage name. Because you have a stage appearance, so make it be your stage name. And look around this gentleman. He said, what? He said, make it be your stage name. And from that, everybody started calling me Rocky, and I answered to it. Because nothing wrong with that. But my real name is Alan Bailey. Alan Alfonso Bailey is on my driver's license. So even artists from Jamaica come up here and say, Rocky, they calling you Rocky, it's not Rocky. Your name is Alan or Mr. Bailey. Remember in Jamaica, that's what we call you. I say, yes, but my Ras Michael give these people a highlight to call me Rocky. So somebody say, you see, everybody call me Rocky now. I say, because that's easier name to angle more than Alan. It's an easier name to remember more than Alan. Because some people can't pronounce Alan, they may pronounce it as Island. And, different pronunciation, people use different language. So that's the way I get the name Rocky. And I make it stay as a stage name. Some people say Rocky Bailey. Some people say Alan Rocky Bailey. Any way people put it is me, same way they're talking about. Artists come up here and say, you change your name. I say, no. You change your name, you sell out. I say, no, I'm not changing my name. This is just my stage name, Rocky. But I still have my name, and I have to take up my driver's license and show them. Say, see?
Reggae Rising, Percy, California. It's showtime. Are you ready? It's my pleasure at this moment to introduce to you one of the legends of reggae music. Ladies and gentlemen, California Percy. Please put your hands together and welcome on stage the legendary Mr. Dan Carlos.
Was it Ross Michael that gave you the nickname Memory Box from the stories?
Yeah, yes, because we went on a tour, and they couldn't remember. I believe all the paperwork for where we start from and where we're supposed to finish. Nobody can find where all those paperwork get mislaid and be. So I said, oh yeah, give me a pen. We played this place first. We played that place. We played that place. And them say, oh my God, oh, you remember everything. You're right. And when them called back over here, I believe we was up in Seattle, when them called back and asked if the paperwork leave where they used to stay in Santa Rosa, they say, yes, all of it is here. And them asked the lady to read off all the gigs them and and she said, him say, Rocky just do the same thing. And he didn't have no paperwork in front of him, because that's why we asked if he had the paperwork. So he gave me the name Memory Box. He said, oh, you remember all these things? Jesus. So I say, it's not me, it's my brain. That's it.
What's your connection to the Maritime Hall in the late 80s, early 90s? Our friend Burton Eubank asked this question. At the time, he thought you were the janitor.
No, the reason why I get involved with Maritime Hall, I remember I was doing a show. The gentleman who really get me there, Mr. Boot Houston, he's the one who start Reggae on the River. He and Carol Bruno and some other people. They start Reggae on the River 84, 83, 84. So I've been there every year. Because even Ras Michael and Son of Negus played the first year we played there when the opening at Reggae on the River. And that gentleman see me every year there and go work with special people like Toots and the Maytail, Bonnie Whaler, you know, Burning Spear. All these artists that I work with, Wailing Soul, you know, Yellow Man, all these artists that I work with, they saw me, and that gentleman saw me every year there. If I do a show, the way I get paid, I wasn't on the playlist, the payroll for Reggae and River. But I still play a role because I still work with artists that want me to MC them, bring them to the stage. So they paid me out of their pocket to do that for many years. And then one day Mr. Booth used to say, oh, we're going to keep shows at a place near Maritime Hall in San Francisco. Someone say, oh, yes? Some say, yes, and can you come and work and MC those shows? And I say, yeah, I can do that. I say, at least you have a permanent thing. And him is the same man who called me to work at Reggae and the River. He's the one who get me a Reggae and the River. I try to find him. He's in San Francisco. I think he's still alive. But I don't know. I call his number that I have. But they have a production name. Maybe you are Moshe. No, 2B1 production. Yeah. They have things they call believe them at 17, 11 Harrison and 17th. They have a warehouse down there, Harrison and 17th, for many years now. After Maritime Hall closed down, they have that recording things still going on down there. I have a lot of artists that they record. So.
Why didn't you stay singing with your brother Ross Michael and Sons of Negus?
I still play with them, so you know, if them play in the gigs them play, and if I MC in that gig, I still play with them. I still have my drums them and everything. And people saw me on the stage at Sierra Nevada, Reggae and the River. All over people see me in San Francisco, you know, because anyway I play, I have to play with him. So I still play with him when it's possible. But after a while and they leave down, he came back from Jamaica and he go to England and work, and we came back. Yeah, when he came back from England, he lived in LA. And that was in the middle of 80s. Yeah, around 86, 87, 88. He lived in LA. And he still live down there until now. But if he's playing somewhere and I have to play with him, I either fly down there or drive down there. Let us say how good and pleasant it is when we can stay together in unity and in love. Because love is so precious, it's like iron men that run from your head down to your feet. If the Jew from a man, Jew sent from the Mount of Zion, hear the Lord our God, Jah, Rastafari, command this blessing to shine upon each and every one of us. Ladies and gentlemen, San Francisco, California, it's showtime. Are you ready for the message? Introducing to you from Santa Cruz, our upcoming messengers, superstars. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome on stage Pure Roots.
What was the most pivotal moment in Jamaica that you remember while growing up?
The most what?
Pivotal.
Well, there's a different things take place when I was growing up that I can remember, you know, we started Sunsplash in Jamaica. We was the first band player at Sunsplash in Jamaica, Ross Michael and the Sons of Negus. 1977, yeah. Or 1976 or something like that. You know, the first time Sunsplash in Jamaica, Ross Michael and the Sons of Negus is the band that opened. And I can remember that. So, it's all good. You know, because it brings me to a level in life right now that might be if I never participate in things like that, I wouldn't be the person who I am. And for all the people them around and about who support me all the days and months and all these years. Go, Rocky, go. Yes, you're great. Thank you for the message. I say always, you're welcome, because the message is in the music and the music is in the message. So there's a message in the music. That's why you even see when Bob sing that song, it's a natural mistake. You know, see it? I'm saying can live through all these memory. But you know what I mean? Say many more will have to suffer and many more will have to die. And read all these things. And read about these things, and these things are reality. And in this dispensation of timing, it's been happening right now. All these things will come in the song. That's why the message is in the music. They tell it in their songs. All the artists, them, they are messengers. So.
Were you present when Haile Selassie visited Jamaica?
Yes. It was a Thursday. And it was in Palisadoes, Kingston, Jamaica. And it was around 5 minutes to 5. His Imperial Majesty arrived. The plane circled around 3 or 4 times. It was going around. I was like, Ras Michael, why this plane been circling around and about, going on? Like, what is it? Him says Imperial Majesty come in, and then a shower rain started. Real heavy shower rain come down, just like that. I was thinking like, oh my God, I never know things like, I would see things like this. Real heavy rain, and I was playing the drum same way at the side of the street. And the motorcade was, you know, this Imperial Majesty come off the plane. First thing when him come to the plane, do him step back. And he asked him what more plan of the gentleman I told her that passed away. Because he's a teacher, you know, him and Scratch, Planner and Scratch, Lee Scratch Perry, they are the one who teach all these people, all these musicians, how to be the person who they're supposed to be. Bob, everyone. So those people are teachers. Scratch, people see Scratch and look at him and them say the way him dress. Them say, oh, he's crazy. No. That is his profile. If you say, back in the day, if you tell a man in Jamaica, say, he's stupid, him just act stupid. So, you know, them say, Scratch is crazy, Scratch, him just dress the way him dress and make them say he's crazy. But these I can remember, they teach everybody. You name an artist, what Scratch or Dennis Brown, Scratch, or, you know, even that gentleman you just asked me about with the studio, even him, you know, see it. Clancy Eccles, all them man, they are teachers. That's why they have all these recording studio and all these places. So they teach a lot of people a lot of stuff that we know about.
And did you see His Imperial Majesty pass by?
I almost touched him. When the motorcade picked him up and was driving past where we chanting the drums them and thing. Because I sit down beside my brother Ras Michael, so I say, Mike, see this Imperial Majesty here now, and my hand go halfway out. I almost touch him and I said, no, that would be right. That wouldn't be right. Don't do that. And like a spirit draw back my hand. I swear to God, man, I was going to touch him and I was healing him. And I was going to touch him because the motorcade passed right here and I could touch him. And I said, no. He like, my hand come back and I said, no. And I said to my brother Rasmak, I said, I was going to touch him. And I said, that's why he didn't get to touch him. He's not supposed to do that. I said, I know, but I wasn't thinking. So I'm glad for what happened, you know, I didn't get to speak. I don't want to disrespect the program by touching him. I was joyful to see him and hearing about him all these years and seeing pictures of him and things, you know. So I was so happy to see him, that's why I almost touched him.
Can you describe when reggae music emerged as a genre in 1967?
Yeah, I remember Scare. Yeah, I remember when in 1967 reggae, reggae, reggae started to spread its wings out. And the first set of artists that I meet was Wailing Soul and Toots and the Maytel, Leroy Smart, I can remember, Delroy Wilson, you know, Ken Booth, Joe Higgs, you know. I can remember it started to spread its wings out, and then Dennis Brown started to come up with a lot of as inspiration to the music, and the music just started to take off and just go in different places. So I remember back in the days and thing, and I tell you again, 1970 to 79, there's a lot of artists that break out. Barrington Levy, he was living next door to me, and the meditation was there in the mix though. Bob, Peter Tosh, Bonnie, they was together and things. But anything happened after this, all the other artists them that come in the 80s, I don't affiliated with them more than when they come here and I work with them on the stage. But I know about a lot of different artists from back in the days when ska take over to the Allgrove. It was a focus that a lot of Jamaican artists get together each and every day. They meet from one place to the next place, and people been rehearsing, you know. So they always be together, and it was an inspiration that generate from one artist to the next artist. Everybody like that get together this. And from there, the music started to spread itself out.
He comes to break down oppression and to set the captive free. He comes to stamp away transgression and to rule equality. Equality and justice come for all of us. All who know that the wicked kingdom must fall. So ladies and gentlemen, let your hands and heart be pure and clean to rally around your red, gold, and green. Solana Beach, California. Are you ready to reggae? Here comes the moment you've been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you from the land of Jamaica, where reggae music originates. Please welcome and say the legend of reggae music, a pioneer of reggae music, a foundation member of reggae music, a teacher of reggae music. Please welcome and say the only living legend from Bob Marley and the Wailers, Mr. Bunny Livingston Wailers!
What artists have you toured with?
A lot of artists. As I tell you, most of the work that I do was with my brother Ras Michael and the son of Negus, and also Toots and the Maytel. You know, I work with Bonnie Wheeler, I work with Barrington Levy, you know, several artists, you know, Gregory Isaac, Anthony B., you know, a lot of artists. Almost every artist I work with. I mean, we do 2 or 3 shows with the artists, but I still work with them.
What festivals do you remember emceeing?
Reggae on the River, and in Jamaica, I introduced my brother band, Ras Michael, because he was the opening band for Reggae on the River. And that was a part of me playing with them and emceeing that show, introducing the band to the stage. So, Sierra Nevada, I worked there too, with Bonnie Wheelers and a lot of other artists, Gregory Isaac and all these people, you know. So, there's a lot of different people that I really work with, and they have a lot of inspiration that they leave with me, whether they're still alive or they passed away. And I always look and remember them. I remember all these things that, you know, was in focus at that time. So it's a long book of memory.
What is your definition of happiness?
Well, right now, my definition of happiness is to see people come together and give love. Because if we all give love, we have a better world. Way better world. Because you're trying to change something that's not accurate. And when I say something that's not accurate, it's the negative vibes among the people. That's why we're separated and we eat each other and we are crazy towards each other. So that's my definition in life, is to see people just live in love. Love thy neighbor as thyself, as the Bible said. Love ye one to another. Because he that is of love is of God. And he that is of God is of love. So in the way you look at it, love is the master key among humanity.
What is your most memorable travel experience?
My most memorable travel experience is with the Rastafarians. They go on tour. I believe it was 1982 or 83, and it was a great experience to see. Before the tour down, they do 32 shows across country. And it was a great experience. Really great experience. Meet good people, see things that I never expect to see. You know? And it was really inspiring. A lot of inspiration was there on that tour. Until it almost get out of hand now. You want to fight this person, that person. No, I don't want to be around things like that. So, but it was good. You know, I experienced a lot of things. There was a long list of things I could tell you about.
Yeah. What is your happiest memory?
My happiest memory is to know that right now at this present moment, I look back in my life when I was a kid growing up, and it's to know that I have so much family, so much siblings, you know. I'm happy about that. And I'm happy about meeting people who's not my siblings. And we just live like we're one family all over. So that's my happiness.
Tell us about your role in the movie Rockers and how the film all played out.
This is the same thing again. No, that's why I even tell my brother, say, on this interview, his name going to be mentioned a lot. Because he's the one who introduced me to Rockers. And one evening him came home, we in Jamaica, him came home and say, oh, I met some people. They're going to make a film named Rockers. And Bonnie Wheeler going to be in it, and this going to be in it, and Smoke going to be playing drums, and starting to name a lot of people, you know. So I'm saying we must get ready for that, and we have to rehearse. So we're doing like around 2 weeks of rehearsal. Yeah, like 14 days of rehearsal we've been doing. And then we get involved in doing that. And just after we finish Rockers, we leave and come to the US. A couple months later, we come to the US. I believe Rockers was in June, July, or August, somewhere about there. And after we done with Rockers, we came to the US.
Your in the opening scene, correct? Lighting the coconut chalice. Can you tell us about that scene and what it was
Oh,
like recording it?
yeah. It was so funny. The gentleman who owned the place, the dread that owned the place, we call him Eyeree. Yeah, it was so funny. The time is so hot and thing, and people walk with one top on, we didn't have on a shirt, it's a marina, it goes without anything, and we were gonna play. No, we was just playing with the drums. Them Ras Michael was just featuring, some finger lyric and thing. You see if everything is on card. And then the Abyssinian said, "No, Ras Michael, don't play the drums. Don't do that, Ras Michael." I said, "What happened?" I say, "Rain, it can be rain. If you play the drum, if you touch the drum one more time, it's going to be pouring rain." And that's what happened. Rain started to come down, pouring rain. But I had the gentleman for the place. he was sitting under a tent without any shirt on. And when the rain fall, the tent circle with some water on the top, and somebody shook out the water and it fell in his back, and he was like, he nearly jumped out of his body. He was like, "Who do that?" who made the water come down after this? I was so funny. But, it was good, man. But I asked Michael again, my brother, I meet these people when them say them gonna put a film together and get involved. And then him get a part of it.
So did you guys get it finished in the first take?
No, we didn't finish in the first take because the director come to me and them say, "Sir, 30 feet of flame, we destroy already 30 feet of flame. When you do that, don't pay no attention to this guy. I want you to do this." And then him say, "Okay," and we go again, and him say, "Oh, see it? You got it now, we got it." I say, "Yeah, well, I didn't know, say that's the way, why you never instruct me and tell me that." So it was all good.
Can you tell me about Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, and Bunny Wailer and your relationship with them?
Well, we were living in the same neighborhood, in the same area. A place named Cockburn Pen and Tower Hill and Waterhouse. Same vicinity, Agda Park Road. Kingston 11, I'm telling you about Wellington Park Road and all these places. Marcus Garvey Freeway, Marcus Garvey Train Halt, etc., etc. So back to Africa, there's a place we call it Back to Africa. So those days are from memory, and you can't forget about those days. So I see Peter and Bob and Bunny on a regular basis because the studio that they come to record is right behind my house. The recording studio, and it's still there in 3 Mile. They call it Tough Gang now, because I believe Bob they bought that place. It was some man from UK. Yeah, they the one who was running that studio. And my brother, the one that followed me, Fanso, he used to work there, that studio. So we always, run into artists all the time. And some artists go record on 6-7 hours of recording. And as him finish, somebody else have some time at that studio. So I get to see all these people all the time. And most of people want some Haitians. They always call up on me to bring the chalice come or get me some herb. And, so I always run into these people, all of these artists. But Bob was cool. And Bunny, Peter, and a gentleman was there named Dwight Brathwaite. I remember that guy, he was there. I heard that him just died. Shortly here. I heard that somebody killed him. He leave London and he go back to Jamaica. And that's what happened. Somebody just told me that, I swear 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, I brought it up. So I was saying, I wonder if he's still around and thing. And I said, no, Rocky, him come back from Europe and they kill him. People in Jamaica kill him. Something happened, I don't know. Because people just get crazy and they blame the pandemic. You know, they blame the virus, say it make them COVID-19. It make like people act crazy. No, people want to act crazy because they're crazy. You think crazy, you act crazy. You think wisdom, you're a wise man. You think wickedness, you're an evil person. It's simple. You could be acting crazy. I could be acting crazy. If we do crazy thing, we're acting crazy. We don't make that choice. We have the choice to make our own decision. So we make the decision that we act positive and not negative. People who act negative, they're the one who cause their mind to go crazy. Because they think negative, they act negative. So.
How would you describe your relationship with Toots Hibbert of Toots and the Maytals?
Well, Toots was a next artist that come over the same studio to record right on 3 Mile there where we live, and he was in his teens at the time, maybe 12, 13. And we run into each other, and my parents is church people too, so, you know, we always meet up, and then Toots was in the choir at his church, and he drew a lot of inspiration, and his voice was so distinct. It was a special voice, you heard it from a distance. And him get involved more and more and more and more and more. Till festival time come now in the 70s. And he won the first festival and keep on going, keep on winning festival songs. And it was really inspiring with Toots. So we became close friends like a family. We check for each other. We didn't have phone at those times. We called up each other like how we have phone and check. But we run into each other because they come rehearse on a daily basis. They come record on a daily basis, and my house is right over there. So I see everybody. I can go over there. I can hang out over there when artists is around rehearsing and other artists waiting to use the space. Because you may have 3 hours of recording to do. I rent the space for 5 hours. So they keep moving, you know. It was a lot of inspiration to see things like that. Inspirable.
What accomplishment are you most proud of?
The accomplishment that I'm most proud of is coming to America. After learning about America for many years as a kid growing up in Jamaica, and my parents, my grandfather, and who strave the rest of my family who travel, always telling me about the United States and things. And I say, oh, I'd like to go there and see. And, you know, when we sit on the TV and see everything, a lot of inspiration build up right there and say, yeah, I'd like to go there. I'd like to really can associate myself with people like those, and they look like they're good people. I prove it because I've been here for 40 years now. From 79 until this moment, it's 40 years if you do your math. I'm happy. I live here for 40 years and I'm happy. I can't say nothing. Everywhere you go, crazy things happen, but American people is good people. And I'm glad I get to associate myself with these people. And I get 6 beautiful kids here. And I have 3 back in Jamaica, so. You know, it's really an achievement, an inspiring achievement. It inspired me a lot to be the person who I am. And I'm glad for all the people who support me in my movements and everything, you know, both going on the stage and introducing people. And I know a lot of people love me, and I love them too, because that's the way they feel, and that's the way I feel. So that's all my accomplishment that I feel enjoy. I enjoy that accomplishment, and it makes me feel good every day I wake.
What is your greatest hope?
My greatest hope right now is to see everything could come back normal and we could have the music, because the music energize the people. It uplifts your heartbeat, music. If we never have music, I don't believe we'd have a world. We'd have a world if we didn't have music. I don't believe we'd have the fullness of seeing each other and loving each other. The music brings people together. That's why every song have a message in it. Every song that you heard from an artist, there's a message in that song. That's why the message is in the music and the music is in the message. So give thanks to that. I feel really great about things like that.
What place does religion have in your life?
Big impact. Big impact, because I love every religion. That's why I love people on the whole. I love everybody. If even somebody don't like me, that's okay. But I love people, and I give my respect to people. And that's why my kids them feel proud of me. Because they go and say, Daddy, I saw such a person that was saying to say hi to you and thing. You know those people? I say, yeah. She say, oh. And what my daughter say, Daddy know everybody in the world, the whole world know him. I say, the whole world don't know me, baby. She say, yes, the whole world know you. You on the stage, and they stream it all over the world. Kylie Roots, Reggae on the River, all these shows, they stream it. So what the people them see you up there, they know you. So I couldn't, fight against what she's saying. I was realizing, say, yes, she feel really proud about that. And to know, say, I'm her dad and everything. So it's all good.
Like throughout life, like who has really inspired you, and just somebody that you would, consider like a soul brother or a soul sister, somebody that's really been close to your heart your entire life?
My family, you and others. There's a lot of people like you, Jeff, that I love, and I got a lot of inspiration from you guys, and you make me see things that I didn't see, and you make me look in places that I wasn't thinking to look into. So the inspiration comes from a lot of different angles, a lot of different people. That's why even one of Bob's songs say, I would like to see the unification of mankind. I would like to live to see the unification of mankind. Because unity is strength. So there's a lot of challenge, that's why when I tell you about even the immigration department, when I was going through that tunnel, I know there's going to be a light at the end of that tunnel. So I never scared. And I tell the Lord, my light and my salvation. He's the one who leads me through the tunnel.
Rocky, thank you very much for taking the time to come together for this interview. It's a true honor and pleasure.
You're very welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
And my respect.
Yes, much love. Yes. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pasture. He leadeth me beside the still water. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness, for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I'll fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff will comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou lightest my head with oil, and my cup full and runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the true and living God forever and ever.